Hi, so this is during New York session. It's 2 p.m. in London. We just had the news, and I'm looking through my lists here, but I'm not seeing anything ready. So gold, for example, gold 1 hour. So I keep these. Let's do this 15 minutes, so I can see what's happening. But we are in the no trade zone because there are two indications. So there was yesterday we had this range and price broke above, making an indication here, then broke below, making an indication there. And now it's back into the range. So there's nothing to do. And you can clearly see that we don't know who's in charge, who's in control, because here, as soon as price broke above, you see here, it was a rejection, it pushed down. So broke above and we went all the way up. And here, the sellers push down. Now they're pushing down, but you see this rejection. So now the buyers, these people, are pushing up. So until we break above, we close above or close below, there's nothing to do. No buyer or selling. So just save your energies. I was looking at FTSE. FTSE is interesting because if I put up the daily, here. So if I put up the daily chart on FTSE, you see that this was the daily indication and we've closed above the daily indication, but now we need to move upward. This would be the TP, but we need an entry. And so I was looking and it all looks good. So this was the range of yesterday and we broke above, and I didn't take any entry because I don't trade London session. Even if it's the FTSE, I don't trade it. I just don't have the time. But then, so we had this push up. Okay, let's look. We had this push up at 10, creating a new indication. You can clearly see the range, the 1 hour range now, the new range, all the like up and down, swing highs, swing lows, all in the same, between the same bands, right? So I don't do gray because it's a gray area. And then we had a first indication, which is here, and then price. So the trade at 10 was this one, was entering here and take it up to there. Now we have a new indication, which is there. So I'm literally here sitting and waiting. The price like shoots up and closes whatever candle, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe 1 hour, like, but close above, and I would enter stop loss under here. So now we're still good. We need to create a support and then move up. Or maybe it doesn't, maybe it has to pull back and we don't know. But for now, this is the action and there's nothing to do because clearly now we are in this no trade zone. This is the low, the new support. This is all no trade zone. We don't know who's in control, you see. The sellers have been pushing down. We also have this rejection and then pushing up. Gold is here. So again, the 15-minute looks bearish right now. We need it to shift bullish, but not only. We need it to break above. I was looking at the other pairs. So let's do this. So we've got GBPCAD. GBPCAD, why not? Because if you take, come on, the daily of GBPCAD, we are trading still with the sellers, but we are above these sellers. So we have some room to go up to these ones. So we've been trading above these ones. And so time frames, I see the 4 hour going up, so that's nice. So I'm looking for an entry and I will be looking for range. And I have this range, which is really nice, this here. So let me just, we've got these supports, again, bands. and then we've got this resistance, and you see it's a range with the swing highs, swing lows, because it's doing this, right? So now we have an indication, which is this one, and I'm waiting for price to close above. So this could be good. Let's see the 15 minutes. 15 minutes though is a stack of candles. It's just not moving. So the indication, I would say to play safe. This is my indication, and look, price is not, is so perfect. You see, it gets there, wicks, and close below, close below, close below. So like it really has to close above. If it does, stop loss under the newly formed support. And let me see, because maybe it's time to enter. I need to get the terminal reading. So GBPCAD, GBPCAD, GBPCAD. Let's see. So let's see. So I'll put an alarm. I want it to close or cross all these wicks, because this is where it went and then made a wick and went down. So okay, so this is this one. FTSE is still here. Gold, let's keep watching. Oops, gold, ciao. Right, then I've got US 30. What is it? NAS, it wasn't in the session. I don't like entering in the moment of the news, because I don't know my broker what he's going to do. It can weak me out. I don't know where to put the stop loss. Just let it go. FTSE we just said. VTI is consolidating. So VTI, we had this drop, then it went again in the no trade zone, because the indication was this blue one. So no trade zone, we're still in the no trade zone. It has to be bullish, it has to break above and give the 4-hour indication, and then or break below. If I place the 1 hour, you will see that anyway the 1 hour and the 4 hour is coincident, is the same. It just overlaps. Sometimes the price action is such that it overlaps, so there's nothing to do. The German index, interesting, because the German index, we had this beautiful indication. This was the trade where my alarm didn't ring on NFP day, didn't create a new low. Actually, it's a higher low, which is not normal in a bearish market, and then another higher low, and so it's just pushing against, and then higher low. So I want an indication, and on 1 hour, yeah, there was this one, but look how crammed it is. So I actually left it. Then Euro USD is creating right now a range, which is nice. So yesterday we had this indication. Now we're waiting for a correction and continuation. This is nice because on the 4 hour, what you can see is all bearish candles. So now it reacted on this break. We have to see if these sellers that push down, they're still winning. Actually, this could be good. But it's creating a range, you see? Again, you don't know who is in control, because these are pushing down, and then these ones are pushing up. Price cannot just close beyond and cannot close beyond. So we let it ping pong. What I'll do, I'll put an alarm. I put this is a channel, and a channel is nice because at the same time I can have I don't have to put 2 alarms, I put only 1. And the notification, yeah, play sound, not chirpy. I like the thing, this one. Yeah, that's my alarm. All right, so this is done. We can chill. This one had the alarm. Oh, it's coming. Let's see. Then GU is in the same situation as Euro USD, only this was the indication. And maybe this was the indication, but we do have a range now. So the price is just not moving because you see this and you see that. You see, it's just bouncing. So we need an indication. So as well, I'm going to put an alarm. Use the JPY. Look at this. It's a beautiful range again, because you've got these highs, swing high, swing low. So it started here, stopped, swing low, rejection, going up, rejection, going down, rejection, up, closed, but didn't go further. We wanted to go further. It didn't. Now we had all this push down and up. So it's another rejection. This is a range. And again, this is the first step for indication, because we want it to either break above or break below. And we don't have anything, so I put, okay. And now we wait. Yeah, we don't have anything. This looks good, but I'm not falling for it. So it's nice because in 3 minutes, the 15-minute candle is going to close. So I'm just gonna wait for 3 minutes, I don't care. Because then the upside is going to be all the way up here on the 4-hour. So I would be targeting these sellers and these ones, and then these ones. Let's see. But I'm not falling for it right now. Also, we have a nice indication here on 4-hour. So even if it rings, I'm not entering just now. I want to see the 15-minute candle. Okay, alarm gone. Because now it looks full, but it can wick and close there, not close above the indication. So I don't care. I mean, you see, it's already pushing down. In the meantime, since we have an alarm, FTSE not doing anything. FTSE on 15, what's it doing? Yeah, let's see, has to push up. One minute. The 5 minutes. Five minutes is still bearish though. No, this is not good to enter. If you look at the 5 minutes, it's bearish. This is not good. This is deceiving. So I like clear situation. Look, high low, the higher high, lower low. So now the 5 minute range is actually this one. So we either need to come back, create a higher low. This becomes a higher high, not a higher, a lower high, higher low, and we need to break, and this will be our entry, but not now. Now what it can do, again, it can go in this area, come down, pushed by these people here, create a low or just fall down, or come up and create. So I need to wait because the 5 minutes is clearly bearish. I'm not entering. It's just not looking good. Everything needs to be aligned, especially on the 1 hour. So I'm not wasting my money. So GCAD is being discarded. We'll see. I mean, I don't mind missing out because in the end it's money. Nothing. I can take my knitting and start knitting because there's nothing to do. Nothing to do. This one on 15 is not even on the indication, so I'm not entering because it could do and take me out and then come here and go, or take me out here and go. So no. So no, it's another session with nothing to do, but I'm happy. I'm even happy I don't have trades open. So I don't care. So this one, you see, buying in a seller's market is a bit reckless. Besides, we have now the new range. You can see, so the trade was today with London. Yeah, 9 a.m. trade with London. But it's not really its session. So anyway, the trade was up. This was TP up until the high because we played the range. So there was the range is a sequence, number one step of the sequence. Watch day 2, indication size course. Then we have phase 2 is the indication. Phase 3, I am saying phases, the side doesn't, but to make you understand that there is a sequence in time that you need to watch and be careful that it gets satisfied. So then you have a phase where there is the pullback, phase 3. The pullback needs to turn bullish. So you go on 15 minutes and you see if it turns bullish, and then you have the entry if it's confirmed. So let's look as an exercise. So the 15 minutes is bearish, always. You have a high here, but here you are in Tokyo. And so you have to see when it turns bullish. And it turns bullish when you have this small bump. It turns bullish right here. So this from entry, stop loss, take profit. That's it. Now there's no new indication because this has been wicked. So now this is your range. This is our range, the 1 hour range of Psi. Because you've got highs and lows. Anyway, this is the resistance. This is a beautiful support. You see, 2 touches, even 3. Now we're going to wait that it breaks out. So if it breaks out this seller zone, we're very happy. It means that on 1 hour, it has to create a candle. I drew it here. A 1 hour candle closing above. That's your indication, and then we wait again. So let's look at this GCAD I didn't take. Failing to go higher. So let's see. I don't care. I just don't care. Well, I don't keep you here because really, literally, there's nothing to do. FTSE is going. So this is what I do every day with my buddy. We log in and we literally isolate the setups that are looking good, and we go through them just like this. We set alarms, we put them one close to each other like this. Oh, GU, what happened? GU. Okay, this is the indication though. Pay attention. This is the indication. Nothing happened yet, so let's look on the bigger. Yeah. on 1 hour. Always look on 1 hour, because you see the 5 minutes is always a break, but it's 5 minutes. It can be pushing up and down and then pick you out. Always look on 1 hour. So 1 hour, if this candle closes above, because it's not said, this candle, for example, before closing was super bullish. It was something like this, super bullish before closing. And then it retraced all the way to the point that it closed bearish, as it did. So you see, this was up here and it is already renegotiating. So, oh, look, this is renegotiating. Beautiful. I'm so happy I didn't get in. But maybe it still goes. So now we have another waiting to do. There's a lot of waiting and checking your sequence. Sequence is 1, is there a range? If there's a range, you mark it up and you wait. Phase 2 is activated when you have a 1 hour candle closing above, and this is your indication, this phase 2. Maybe you have other 1 hour candles going up, so you have to wait. Phase 3 is activated, is the pullback, is the correction, is activated when price starts coming down, and on 15 minutes, you see it creates lower lows and higher lows. And then phase 4, I would say, is activated when price either lands on the indication. This was your indication. The candle closing above creates the level that is called indication. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, I would say phase number 4 is when your price is either falling on the indication or inside the no trade zone, which is your initial range. And is a phase because you see here we are in that phase where like price is back in the no trade zone, and we are waiting to see that it shifts bullish again. And then it can either give you an entry or it can give you nothing. It can give you that you don't enter. So when price comes to the indication or no trade zone, what you want to see is, because it's going to be bearish, so you either want to see that it breaks above the last lower high, and that's your break of structure, not finished, you want it to come back and then to create a lower a higher low, a support, and then you want to break above the indication. So you're playing the ICC again for the entry in a smaller time frame. That's one. It's also called Quasimodo entry or trapped sellers. Or you want to see price that comes back, creates a lower high, and then comes down and is failing to create a lower high. You will see wicks, or maybe just one candle, and price goes up. So it's not normal that it's not normal to have in a downtrend a higher low. You have lower lows that are lower than the other ones, the previous ones, but not a higher low. So this already should put you in a doubt. And then you want to see that it closes above the indication, but also has to close above the this newly formed lower high. This is the failed lower low. So it's like this. It looks like this: lower lows, fails, so it doesn't fall under the last one, the last lower low. And now you have this peak, which is a lower high, and you want to see price that closes above. That's a failed lower low entry. and you want to see that your entry has already gone past your indication. So if the indication is here, you're going to enter there. And if your indication was here, then you just enter. So here we're rejecting. This is nice. Let's see. So in 5 minutes, we wanted to see the creation. So is the fail of creating a lower low, as we were just saying. Because again, so we had the pullback was on the 5 minutes, and we had here a bump, like a high, and then a low. So it's still bearish because it broke this low. Now it created a lower high. Yeah, a lower high. And since this is bearish, because it created a lower low, we expect it to go and create another lower low, but it didn't, it's pushing. So now we take this lower high and we see if price is going to close above. If it closes above, it would be good to enter, but let's see. Let's see. I don't like it anymore, anyway. Somehow I don't like it. Also, you know, I have as a rule that if there's the 4 hour is wicked, so if the indication on 1 hour looked on the 4 hour is wicked, I don't take it, because I want to see a full candle. Like for example, this one, you see this break. If I go on 1 hour, this was a high and low. So this was nice because it was support. So on 1 hour that we have highs and lows, and then it broke above. So this indication on 1 hour, if I go and see it on 4 hour, you will see it's broken, is done by a full body candle. This to me is valid. When you have a wick, I don't like it. Because why was there so much rejection? Why do I have to consider that as a solid indication when I have these indications that are very solid? So, you know. Let's see if it closes above or not. In the meantime, FTSE fell through. Gold is still there. This one still has to close. The British pound, the sterling has to close. GCAD, let's see. You don't have to watch it on the 1 minute. I just watch it in 1 minute because I like it, but no. So you see, my mind, what I do is for each pair that is in a different phase, I just go through the phases, like what do I want to see happening now to get in. And this was invalidated, so I wait until I see what I want to see happening, printed, like closed candles. Otherwise, there's no point. Look, we wanted to see this high broken, and our order would have looked like this. Long. Would have looked like this. I would have been confident in putting my stop loss there because it just failed to create a low. And my take profit goes wherever, but we're looking at the entry. The entry would be at this line, this one. maybe a little bit above to make sure, but there. And it's not happening. So this is now able to reject and go down. FTSE, look, now it's nice. We have an indication to go lower. So we'll now wait, not now, maybe, because if it closes, this is the 1 hour. So if it closes, we will be waiting for it to come back, and maybe by 5 is it only 1:30? Impossible. Ah, no, it's 2:30. What time zone is this? Sometimes TradingView resets London. Come on. Where's my buddy? Where is she? I had no messages. Yeah, no, nothing. And you don't hear anything, you don't hear me speaking or not, because it's really lonely. Like this is the job. This is the job. And I usually don't put music. I don't like I've started knitting. Yes, literally knitting for my nieces, but which are like young, like children. And so I can have an eye on, like, at least I do something useful. I could put an alarm and go, but I take it as a, like, I like to know what's happening, and also this is like training myself to be able not to jump in. I take it as a training. So look at, you see, remember I was saying this is the low, let's see. So this is pushing, this is the trend, it's just pushing up. So nothing, I think I'll just end it here because there's no point in boring you more than you're already bored, and there's nothing to do. This again, so you see how gold is exactly as the GCAD that we just saw. So the 15 minutes is bearish. Oops, wrong. The 15 minutes is bearish. Low, high, low. So now either we break this high or we fail to create a lower low. So it means that here it will have to start to pull, like to go for another push down. It will not pass through this low, we will not, or maybe it will just wick and make a candle. Not finished. Now we will have a lower high, and we will have to wait that price becomes bullish again, closing above the high. But since the indication is here for bullish, we will have to wait the candles to close above. So it's a very tricky situation right now. And so thank you, and that's it. Look, we're very far from, very far. This thing is not going up, at least not now. Anyway, because of this, because it's wicked, I don't like it. I prefer waiting that this prints and gives me another entry, another indication. That's all. Thank you. Have a good day, and be safe on the charts. Bye bye.